Spanish Armada, launched by King Philip II of Spain in 1588, was one of the largest fleets ever assembled, intended to overthrow Queen Elizabeth I of England and establish Spanish dominance over Europe. This Grand Armada consisted of around 130 ships, including war galleons, merchant vessels, and smaller crafts, and carried approximately 30,000 men, including sailors, soldiers, and other personnel. Philip II's motivations were multifaceted: to retaliate against English privateering in the Atlantic, to suppress Protestantism, and to remove the perceived threat from Elizabeth I. The strategic plan involved a complex operation where the Armada would sail from Spain to the Netherlands, join forces with the Duke of Parma's army, and then cross the English Channel to invade England. The Duke of Medina Sidonia, an experienced and capable noble, albeit with limited naval experience, was appointed to command the Armada. The journey of the Armada from Spain was fraught with difficulties. As they sailed along the Iberian coast and into the Atlantic, they faced unfavorable winds, logistical challenges, and illness among the crew. These early setbacks delayed their progress and affected their morale. Upon reaching the English Channel, the Armada was sighted off the coast of Cornwall in late July 1588. The English Navy, commanded by Lord Charles Howard and Sir Francis Drake, was smaller in number but comprised faster, more maneuverable ships. They adopted a strategy of harrying and skirmishing with the Spanish fleet, avoiding direct confrontation while inflicting damage through hit-and-run tactics. The English ships, equipped with long-range cannons, maintained a distance, firing upon the Spanish vessels without engaging in close combat. This approach allowed them to exploit their agility and firepower advantage. One of the critical encounters took place near Gravelines on August 8th. The English, under the cover of darkness, launched fire ships' old vessels set ablaze and sent towards the anchored Spanish fleet. The ensuing chaos forced the Spanish ships to cut their anchor cables and scatter, disrupting their formation and leading to a series of intense skirmishes. The Battle of Gravelines was a turning point. Despite the bravery and discipline of the Spanish sailors, the English cannon fire inflicted significant damage. The Spanish ships, with their heavier design, struggled to maneuver in the narrow and shallow waters of the English Channel. Additionally, the English were aided by favorable winds, further tipping the balance in their favor. As the Armada attempted to regroup and continue their mission, it became evident that their plan was unraveling. The Duke of Medina Sidonia, recognizing the perilous situation, decided to abort the invasion and return to Spain by sailing north around Scotland and Ireland. This decision proved disastrous. The Spanish ships, already battered from battle, faced the full force of the Atlantic storms. Many vessels were wrecked on the rocky coasts of Scotland and Ireland, while others succumbed to the relentless weather and lack of supplies. The return journey was catastrophic, with only around 60 ships managing to make it back to Spain, and those that did were in poor condition, with a significant loss of life. The defeat of the Spanish Armada had profound implications. It marked the decline of Spanish naval dominance and the rise of England as a formidable maritime power. The victory was celebrated as a triumph of Protestantism over Catholicism and bolstered the reputation of Queen Elizabeth I. The defeat also shifted the balance of power in Europe, weakening Spain's influence and encouraging other nations to challenge Spanish hegemony. This period saw the beginning of English expansion and colonization, with explorers and privateers venturing further into the Atlantic and establishing the foundations of the British Empire. In the years that followed, Spain's economy, already strained by the costs of the Armada, suffered further. The loss of so many ships and men was a blow to Spanish pride and resources. Philip II's ambitions were thwarted, and he spent the remaining years of his reign dealing with the fallout from the failed expedition. the defeat also had a lasting impact on naval warfare. The battle tactics employed by the English, emphasizing speed, maneuverability, and long-range cannon fire, set new standards for naval engagements. The reliance on heavily armed, cumbersome ships was re-evaluated, leading to innovations in ship design and naval strategy. The Spanish Armada's story is not just a tale of ships and battles. It is a reflection of the broader geopolitical and religious conflicts of the era. The Protestant Reformation, the rise of nation-states, and the quest for imperial dominance all played a role in shaping the events of 1588. The defeat of the Armada was a turning point that influenced the course of European history, marking the end of Spain's golden age and the beginning of a new era of exploration and conflict. In England, the victory over the Armada was immortalized in literature, art, and national memory. It became a symbol of English resilience and divine favor, reinforcing the notion of England as a bastion of Protestantism. The legacy of the Armada lived on, influencing English naval policy and the country's sense of identity for generations.